Hello YouTube and welcome to another GV anime review. Today I will be reviewing the anime Kimikiss pur Rouge. And that's hopefully the worst reference I will ever try to make. Kimikiss was actually the first anime that I saw in 2015 and I decided to watch it because I wanted a break from drama. Just before New Year I saw True Tears, Anohana, Clannad and Clannad After Story back to back. So I think you get the picture why I wanted a short break from drama. The story of Kimikiss pur Rouge starts when our two male protagonists, being Koichi Sanada and Kazuki Aihara, get a visit from an old childhood friend. Her name is Mao Mizusawa. She has been living in France for the past 2 years, but now she's back in Japan to finish her high school. We then follow these characters in their high school lives and especially their love lives, because several romances start to bloom. Before I start, I must warn you that this review will contain 2 spoiler parts, one in the positive section and one in the negative section of this video. As usual, I will tell you in advance when the spoilers are coming up and I will provide you with links to skip the spoiler parts if you want to. Considering that Kimikiss is an almost pure romance anime, I will talk about the romance first. And I must say that Kimikiss is still one of the better romance animes I have seen so far. It did the job really well by creating very interesting romances with a lot of plot twists to keep things going. Related to that, the romances in Kimikiss are very realistic, which makes them even more interesting. A lot of romance animes only show the good side of a relationship, but in Kimikiss we get to see all the aspects of a romance, the positive ones and the negative ones. By addressing all these, the anime succeeded in dragging you into the storyline. It's not so that you're bored after 5 episodes because everything is so perfect and nothing ever happens. Kimikiss stays interesting until the end. Which brings me almost seamlessly to the characters. I liked every single character in Kimikiss. The 2 main male protagonists, Sanada and Aihara, and all the female characters, with as best example Yumi Hoshino. Now I'm going to sound like a real otaku, but you can pretty much say that Hoshino is my waifu. I don't know what it was, but I liked her from the first moment that I saw her. I mentioned my custom list on Anime Planet called Most Adorable Female Characters before, and of course Hoshino takes first place there. I hope that one day I may meet a girl like her in real life, because I know I will fall in love with that girl almost instantly. A last positive point was that we don't get 1, but 2 main storylines. Aihara's storyline, which can be considered as the secondary storyline, is as important as the primary storyline, being the one of Sanada. Both storylines get an equal amount of screen time and development, so that was a big positive point for this anime. And now I'm going to tell some spoilers about this storyline, so click the link if you haven't seen Kimikiss pur Rouge yet. I really liked the Aihara storyline and I was really pleased with the ending. It was kind of predictable that he would choose for Futami in the end, but I still thought that they were a really cute couple. Although I wouldn't have minded if he chose for Sakino in the end. Because Sakino's love for Aihara is probably the deepest one of the entire anime. She is the embodiment of the sentence, truly loving someone is wanting to see that person be happy, even if it is with someone else. A first negative point that I'm going to address is the animation. Kimikiss has very distinguished background art. It looks like it has been drawn with a pencil and then painted in with a brush. Some people may not like this kind of background art. But apart from that, Kimikiss had some animation problems from time to time. I remember that especially the movement of the trains could have been done a lot better. Now we get to the second spoiler part of this review, which is simultaneously also kind of a rant. How much I loved the ending of the Aihara story, the more I hated the ending of the Sanada storyline. I was so pissed at the end of the anime. I still can't believe how Sanada could leave Hoshino like that. Now I won't blame him from having feelings for Mizusawa. It was actually kind of predictable and love is a strange thing. I also don't blame Mizusawa for this. She confessed her love but got out of the way and was actually rooting for Hoshino. I do blame Sanada for the way that he behaved around Hoshino. From about halfway through the anime, Sanada knows that he has feelings for Mizusawa. Be a fucking man and break up with Hoshino immediately. Don't play with her feelings like that, because Hoshino starts to notice these feelings the further we get into the anime, but she keeps on believing in their relationship till the end. So screw you, Sanada, for being such a goddamn pussy. Related to that is the fact that every character ends the anime on a positive note except Hoshino. You can check, Literally every character, even the side characters like Narumi or Kuryu, ends the anime on a high note, but Hoshino doesn't. The last shot of Hoshino sitting by that fountain broke my heart in 1,000 pieces. A last negative point was that I still had some questions at the end of the anime. Some of these questions concerned the character that I just ranted about for the past few minutes, but there were some other issues as well. Like Shiju, we never get to see her fiancé or get any information about their relationship. I wonder if she will ever love him since they have never met before. So as a conclusion, Kimikiss could have been one of my all-time favorite animes if that one thing didn't infuriate me. So I'm going to rate it at 3.5 out of 5 stars. I however still recommend it if you're a fan of romantic animes, since it is still one of the best romance animes I have seen till today, and maybe you won't be as offended as I was. And with that I conclude my review of Kimikiss pur Rouge. As usual, you can find a full list of all my animes and reviews over at Anime Planet. As usual, I will put a link in the description box down below. Now if you want me to review a particular anime from this list, please put them in the comments. Also, if you have a recommendation for me, put them in the comments as well. So if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, visit me on Facebook and subscribe to this channel for more reviews in the future. I will say arigatou gozaimasu and I will see you all in the next video.